Thank
where
you.
where I want to be. I heard you talking about that was a real life story of your lady back then, and could you talk about that? And a lot of guys actually going through that, and you were saying that you really couldn't verbalize or explain to your woman that you just needed time, to be with this. Cause you've been together so long, and you guys kind of grew apart. So can you talk about you not being able to tell your woman that you wanted some time apart in the creation
I,
of the record?
I mean, man, we was when we got together. We were in high school, and I think she was 15 when she had our first child. So, we grew up together, man, and by the time I think I was in my early 20s when my first album came out. So when I was in Jersey trying to get my deal, you know, I was apart from her, so she cheated on me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
by the time we got back together, we had two kids at that time, and I was really focused on my career. So by the time we got back together, I had never cheated, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was really trying to focus on my career. So by the time we got back together, um, I had put out the album, and then all these out of nowhere, man, like chicks just started hitting me up, man, coming at me. I got a record on the radio now. So
Hmm.
now I'm starting to see all this stuff come at me. So now, you know what I'm saying, like it just made me want to just hit everything I seen.
I
You know
feel
what I'm
you.
saying? I got to keep it 100, man. I just wanted to be. I mean, when you're a young brother, man, and you in your early 20s, and then you got chicks that look like Holly Berry just coming at you, throwing themselves at you. It's like, man, I gotta wait. Hold up, we gotta take a step back and we gotta reevaluate this relationship, baby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds bad, but she did it to me first, so I kind of finished it. And
we
I hated the fact that we went through that, man. But even today, man, she's one of my best friends. We both understand that we were young, we had our children, we were very young, and it was a blessing in disguise that she found her somebody that really truly loves her, and I had to grow up and be a man and find somebody that truly loves me, and we can appreciate each other's friendship today because of that.
we worried about putting out that record, or did she hear that record prior to it going out, or did she hear it when it dropped?
No, she heard it before it went out. She the funny thing about it is, her family had to hear this record, man. I
Hmm.
mean, her friends had to hear this record. But, I mean, it was the truth. It was what we was both living. I mean, even though we were still together, I mean, her mind was somewhere else and my mind was somewhere else, but we were still staying together for the children. And at the end of the day, man, I mean, yeah, she had to hear it, and she, it bothered her a lot, but at the end of the day, she was helping me spend that money too. So
Right.
Yeah.
Now your song Karma, did that have anything to do with that? Is that like the continuation or no?
oh no, 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 no.
Okay,
That's
okay.
no, that ain't got nothing to do with that, man.
All right.
That's just that song actually has two meanings, man. I mean, it's about a relationship that most likely people always get into a relationship, and you always hear somebody saying they're gonna change, they're gonna do something different, and they don't. So at the end of the day, that karma gonna come back and get you. Um, but no, it has nothing to do with any relationship that I'm in today. That's just a song that I felt like writing. It was on my heart, and I just wrote it.
Now, you're a brother from the Shy, obviously grew up in the city, dealt with your legal issues, had your demons, all of that stuff, but still lyrically, you delivered a product that was respectful, had some class, even though you may have been talking about breaking up, whatever, it still had a level of class to it. You don't really see that too much. And I don't want to go against every R&B singer out there now, but in just today's age as a whole, that message isn't being distributed as high as it was back then. Why do you think that is?
You know what? I think, man, for the R&B cats out there today, and again, I have respect for all of them. Everybody's trying to be hard like the rappers, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is wearing that heart on their sleeve anymore. It's okay to be vulnerable, man. It's okay to be the other guy on the side. Some of these cats out here messing with chicks and they know they're the guy on the side, but they'll never speak about that. They'll never write about that. I didn't have a problem with writing about it because I always felt like anything that I'm going through is somebody else out there in the world going through it.
Mm.
And I think that's where they're missing the buck right now, is that they're not talking about what they're experiencing.
Stevie Wonder, man. Could you talk about him? Did you ever meet him for one and talk about doing a cover for him?
Man, you know what? I met Stevie, man. Stevie is the most hilarious person in the world, man. When I did the song, he told me, he was like, man, thanks for making me some more money. So, I mean, you know, that was him in a nutshell, man. But man, that guy to me, he is the GOAT. I mean, when it comes to songwriting and the level of creativity and the songwriting ability, man, there's nobody who can match Stevie Wonder, man. People say R. Kelly's the GOAT. He's not, man. Stevie Wonder is the real GOAT. 25 Grammys. I mean, just Stevie, that's that guy, man.
Dope.
What do you say to the people who say that you kind of disappeared from the mainstream? What would you say to those to the critics?
I would say, you know, I don't think I really disappeared. I just took a little bit of break because, you know, man, when you're in this business, man, I mean, it can take you for. Look, man, I was addicted to drugs, man. I was addicted to alcohol. I mean, I was addicted to porn. I was addicted to a whole lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take a step back and really try to reevaluate my life, man, to become a better person. I didn't like who I was, and the person I always wanted to meet. I had to become that. So it took me some time to get myself together, to refocus, and that's why I took a step back from the business. And now I'm back. I'm ready to do what I came here to do, and that's make good music from the heart, from the soul, and feed my people, man, some good energy, man.
How were you able to overcome those addictions, drugs, alcohol, porn? What was your secret?
My secret, man. You know what? I one day I was on the internet and I was reaching out, asking anybody, you know, what could I do? Because I was having like a lot of negative thoughts and just a lot of crazy thoughts. And somebody recommended that I meditate. And once I started meditating, the first time I ever tried to meditate, I had the most excruciating headache ever. I mean, it was like my body didn't want me to do it. My mind didn't want me to do it. But as I kept, you know, just going back and trying to do it, it just kept becoming easier and easier. And then, you know what? The thoughts started to become less and less and less. Then I just realized that everything is a thought, and I have the ability to choose what I'm going to do. If I have a negative thought, anything I pay attention to is what will keep coming back. So I had to stop paying attention to the things that were not beneficial to my spirit.
That's powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. I was listening to a story when you were younger. You got mistakenly identified for somebody that had just committed a crime during a stop, and you were in jail and potentially could have spent life in prison, but they found a guy who they were looking for originally. Can you take us back to that time? And how does that kind of, when you see things that's going on now, not that it's ever stopped, but it's so out there in the open for everybody to see now. When you see things like what's going on now, it's kind of make you reflect back to them. How do you feel about then and now?
I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting on a porch at my girlfriend's house, and the police car pulled up, and I see a guy in the back of the police car pointing like that's him right there, you know. So they get out and they end up arresting me. I'm sitting in the county jail, and they put me in a lineup, and the guy pointed me out again. It was like, yo, it's him. I'm sitting there like, yo, I ain't even do nothing. You know, I'm tripping, man. I'm crying like a motherfucker because I'm like, yo, man, they finna try to put me in jail. Man, God really blessed me, man. Like I think like a couple of weeks later, they found the guy. We looked alike. We were very similar, except for he had a little bit more hair than I did. But it just takes me back to, man, it's just sad, man, how a lot of people out here, man, are getting locked up for things they didn't do. It's probably so many brothers in jail right now that are locked up for things they didn't do. It's probably a lot of brothers that already got the death penalty and have been killed for things that they didn't do. It's really sad, man. We got to really reevaluate this prison system and fix it, man, because it's horrible what's happening to people out here.